What the fuck? That's on, isn't it? Well, good morning, people of the new world. Because that's mainly who these videos are for. They're not for... Because I know no one watches them on at the minute, like, but one day will come where these videos are very, 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 very well watched. But anyway, we're the morning after the night before. So we had last night, we had Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo. And we had... the fight was stopped in the 8th round, after the 8th round, before the 9th round, because Billy Joe Saunders sustained a very bad eye injury. He got uppercut in the eye from Canelo, and it's completely shattered his orbital bone. Before that happened, the fight was quite close. It was Billy Joe Saunders was doing pretty well. It was he's starting to look like he was getting comfortable, actually. Like he was starting to loosen up on that just before that happened. Maybe he got a little bit too relaxed, and Canelo just thumped him big uppercut straight in the eye, smashed his eye bone to pieces, like. But come on, Murphy, let's go. That's what happens, though, isn't it? And the thing is, he was talking about Daniel Dubois. That happened to him just not so long ago. His eye, he suffered the same injury. His eye socket was smashed. Hold on, low power mode. His eye socket was smashed, and Billy Joe Saunders said if it was him, he would have never quit in the fight. He would have kept going. He'd have gone until he's dead and all this sort of stuff. But the thing what a lot of people don't understand is it's easy to talk like that. It's easy to say what you would do until you're actually in someone else's shoes, and it's like when people's talking about like heroin addiction and that, like, they're saying like these poor countries suffering from heroin addiction and that. Like you see them on documentaries and all that when they're sick, in the police station and that, and they're all fucking rolling about holding their stomachs and that. And these people are saying, "Oh, they're fucking pussies, mate." They'd if it was them, it's just like having a flu and all this sort of shit. The truth is, though, if it was them, they'd be rolling around the floor crying their eyes out. Even if you could just give them 10 minutes of that feeling, I can tell you what'd be a lot worse than having your fucking eye socket broken anyway. That's a fact. I've had my jaw broken before. I've had broken bones and that before. I've had my nipple friction burned off before, you know what I mean? And I can tell you now that that feeling of coming off the smack and all methadone and all that stuff is way worse. It's worse than any of that sort of stuff I've ever had. If you could just give them 10 minutes of that, I wish I could just, if I had one magic power, it would be that. To inflict them sort of sufferings on people, just without them knowing what it is. Just bang, you have something like you can't. Without, you know what I mean? But anyway, come on, let's go. That would be my superpower anyway. You wouldn't even know what would happen to it. But anyway, like I say, it's easy to say how you would do something, how you're going to act, how you're going to feel, what you're going to do if you're in someone else's shoes and you never experienced it, you know what I mean? And these people are pretty stupid, though. Some of them, what they're saying is like, what they're thinking is like, because you look at someone's eye, if they've had an eye injury in a fight, and they're looking at like Jesse Vargas was talking about it, like he put a picture up of himself. He had a big swollen eyeball, right? And all that is an edema. Like, it doesn't even hurt. It doesn't even hurt, that swollen eye. Who's never had a black eye, big swollen eye, like, you know what I mean? All that is fluid. That's the only thing it is. And while it looks a lot worse than Billy Joe Saunders' eye, when you look closely, you can see his eye is actually, the face on the right side, the cheek is actually caved in. It's actually indentated. You know what I mean? But that is just to your average person. They say, "Oh, an indentation. It's only a little indentation." Look at his eye. Compare his eye. He's got a massive swelling, the size of a fucking coconut or something, right? And Billy Joe Saunders has got a little indentation. But the thing is this, right? If you have an indentation, like just say you are walking down the street, right, and your shoelace is untied, right, and you trip over your shoelace and hit your head on a rock or something on the path, right, and you go, "Oh man, I hurt my head," and you find that you've got a dent on your head. That is always worse than a swelling, an indentation on your skull or on your face or anything like that is always worse than a swelling. Like, it might not look it to your average person, but that is really bad. Like, especially on your head, if you have an indentation on your head, you should always go to see your local A&E place, you know. But yeah, it's just at first sight things can look a certain way. So an injury can look worse on the outside than it really is on the inside, do you know what I mean? But I guess he's learnt that the hard way, innit? You alright, mate? Right, okay, come on over this way. Come on, Murphy. I guess he's learnt that the hard way, innit? Come, Murphy, this way. That's what they call an eye for an eye, innit? You know. Another dog there. Hey. Well, sit. Murphy, sit. Sit. Yes, that's what they call an eye for an eye. So he had to learn that the hard way, like, but I guess that's what happens, like. But I hope he recovers from it all right. And before that happened, he was doing really well. I actually had him. You know, I'm not like the most expert at scoring a boxing match. I set my alarm. I got up in the morning to watch it, and I thought actually at that point I thought he was actually ahead in the fight on points slightly. I thought he was slightly ahead, Billy Joe Saunders, and he looked like he was starting to relax and like he's getting his hands down and all that stuff, you know. But Canelo hits really fucking hard, like, doesn't he? You know, he's just one of them people, you know. Some people have just got that gift of explosive power. They're just born to throw punches, you know what I mean? And he's definitely one of them people, like. And you know, he really made a mark, like, didn't he? You know what I mean? He's fucking made his point there, innit? Actually caved his eye in, like, you know. But he's having to undergo surgery and that now after that. But you know, hopefully, like, he can come back from that. I'd actually like to see a rematch of that, actually. I think it would be a good rematch, you know. Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo again. Probably have to have a couple more fights first, like, get back into it again. But then it would make a good rematch. But anyway, my battery's going to run out. So much love. God bless.